So alright, so in the previous videos we have seen like how we can create a Maven project, and also we learned some concepts regarding the XML, right? How it works and what are the different benefits while working with the XML. So let us move on to the next one, in which like will be learning like how we can launch a Chrome driver using Selenium in the Maven setup, right? So we have created this Selenium demo project, which is actually Maven project, right? So let me go to this source Maven Java, right? And create a new uh, and let me create a new package over here, and let me call it as Selenium test, right? And this is the package here. Let me refactor this, and let me create a new project here, right? So this is the Maven project. Let me create a new project. So click on new and go to this package, and let me create as dem, right? And let me close this pom.xml file. Right click on this and select a class, and let me call it as Chrome browser test, and let me select the main method from here and click on finish. Let me remove this one. So and let me try to launch Chrome driver, right? So let me try to say WebDriver is equal to new driver is equal to new Chrome driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. So this will actually maximize the browser window, and driver dot get, this will launch the URL https www.google.com, right? And let me try to print out the page title. So let's say driver.get title. It's a method which will give us the title of the current page, right? So let me use this, and we call it driver.close. So this will actually close the current window, quitting the browser if it is the last window currently open, right? So this is the script for launching Chrome browser test and also closing the browser. Let me run a Java application. All right, the test has got completed. Let me go to the console and let me see what is the issue here. So currently it is launching the browser. You can see like it is going to launch it. So currently it is building it, since I updated the pom.xml with some of the older Selenium version. So let it complete first. Let me show the progress bar here. So once you click over here, so you'll be seeing this progress bar. See, it's going to download all these jar files from Selenium repo, right? Sorry, it is going to download from the Maven repo. So you can see the URL. It is going to this particular URL, and it is downloading all these jars, and placing this uh, all these jars inside the project, right? So let me show you like Maven dependencies, right? And if I show you this location, right? If I take you to this location, So this will be placed inside C users profile, right? So you can see all these locations that is showing as C users and my system name, and it is going to create a new .m2 folder and then repository, and inside this all these various folders are present, and at the end this is the jar file where it is present, right? So let me quickly take you to this actual location, right? And C user folder users. So let me go to this folder, and do you see this .m2 folder, right? So inside this .m2 folder, it will be having a repository folder inside that, and all these various subfolders are present here. And if you go inside all these folders, you'll be seeing the jar file present here, right? If I take you to any other folder like HQ, sorry, back to this dev, we'll come back to this repository and go to the folder like let me select common lang. So inside this you'll see common lang, right? We'll come back to the this one, not there. So IO dot okay. So all these jar files will be placed here on the inside this org. And if I take you to Selenium HQ, then Selenium and all these various sub packages are present, and inside these packages and folders, you'll be seeing all the various jar files, right? If I take you to the Selenium Chrome driver and 4783, so Selenium Chrome is present over here. So it is mapped from here, right? So right now it is inside the local system, inside this local system, and from here it is mapped to the like actual Maven project in the Eclipse, right? And you can see the location. So it is C colon users and my system name, C colon users, my system name, and then it creates a .m2 folder, right? And inside this .m2 folder, which is nothing but a repository folder, and inside this, it is going to store all these various files, and at the end you will be seeing like there will be this jar present, right? And from there it is mapped. So like this, if I scroll down and show you like all these jar files are placed inside this .m2 folder itself, and like this it is going at the bottom. And what happens is, like, let's say right now you are working on some other version, right? Let's say you are working on Selenium 4, and let's say tomorrow there is a new release for Selenium 5. So in that scenario, what will happen is like Selenium 4 will be already placed inside your local, right? It is not going to download that repository from central repo, but instead if you are putting it Selenium 5, then it is going to download it from central repository if it is not present in your local system. If it is already present and you have mentioned in the form.xml, so that time uh, it is not going to download it, right? Since it is already present. So if I show you inside this 4.7.0, inside this Selenium Chrome driver, so you'll be seeing here 4704.83, right? So these two folders like this, when you download some other version, it will be creating a new folder based on that version number or any other identifier or the names, and it will be placed inside these folders, and this actual jar files will be mapped inside the Java Maven project, right? So let me take you back to the Eclipse and see the error. So we ran the execution, and right now we are getting some errors there. So let me go to this console here. So we are in console. And if I expand this, let me take you to the top. For the demo purpose, let me download some of the older version with like version 3. Go to the Eclipse and place inside this form.xml file, and let me remove this one and place it here. And once I do that, like it will be downloading it from the central repository, and right you see here, just now it has created a new folder with the version name, and it will be placing all the jar files and the dependent jar files will be placed inside this complete, and once it is being completed, so it will build the complete solution. So that is the benefit of using a Maven, and that is the reason it is called as Maven is a build tool, right? So its job is to build the complete solution, and if it is finding some of the compile time error, then it is going to fix that. If you're not fixing, then it will throw some error and it will force you to fix it right before running the execution. So all these checks and the validation will be done by the Maven itself. You do not have to worry about the validation, and that will be completely taken care by the Maven itself. Also, it is also it does the job of like downloading all these things, because just because you can see here right now you have added these many jar files. If I take you to the Maven dependencies, so these many various jar files are present here. So all these jar files are coming from the central repository, and if you do the downloads manually by yourself, then it is going to consume a lot of time. And also when we work in a group, then that time it is going to create a problem. So that we'll see later on in the advanced concept, when we will understand the complete source code management and all those concepts. So then we'll be understanding all these things. So for now, let me come back to the topic, and I think jar files are already updated in the project, and let me go back to this test and run it. And once I run this, you'll be seeing like you'll be getting this exception. So we'll be getting this exception which says like a Java lang dot. You'll be getting this exception which says like Java dot lang dot illegal state exception. And further, if you read, it will say like the path to driver executable must be set by the WebDriver dot chrome dot driver system property. So we have to set it, and it is asking you to like add the executable files, right? So let me go back to the project, and inside this Java file, let me write something here as system.set property, and let me pass in this key value, right, which is like a system property. This is key value WebDriver Chrome driver, and this is the actual Chrome driver executable location path we have to provide in, right? And for now, let me close this windows, right, and maximize this one. Let me format this, and we have to pass in the executable path, but right now we do not have this executable file present inside the project. So what we can do is like we can go to the browser and download the Chrome driver for the browser, right? And let me go to this browser and go to this help and about Chrome and check for the version. So this is the latest version. Let me copy this and close this window, and let me close this as well, and download driver for this version. Once you do that, like you'll be seeing all these various options. Right now you're on chromedriver.chromium.org. This is the official page for Chrome. And if you see the current releases, so these many releases we have. So whenever there is an upgrade in the Chrome versions, we'll be seeing like corresponding Chrome driver executables will be added up on this particular page, right? So you have to keep on monitoring this page whenever we have because these days we are seeing like Chrome is providing like much frequenter releases, and as it is providing much frequent releases, so there should be a frequent update on this as well, because software development and test or the automation engineers are working on the automation of this project. So we have to have all these from driver executables present to perform the automation execution. So this is something that they take care of. And let me try to download this and click on this Chrome driver, Windows 32, because for Windows we have only one option, Windows 32 and Windows 64. So if you complete, if you download this one, so this will work for both the, if you download this will work for both the configuration, whether it is system is 64-bit or 32-bit. So it is going to work in both the scenarios. It is not going to create any problem. And if you are working on any other operating system like Linux or Mac, so that time it is going to ask you to download all these different categories of options or the zip file that is present here. So it has got downloaded. So let me try to go to the location and try to extract this, and say right click. And if you try to extract here, let me call it as extract all. Click on this extract button. And once you do that, you'll be getting this executable file, and just copy this and go to this Eclipse and place it inside this project in the root directory. Why I'm placing right now in the root directory is like we do not have to pass in the, you can say, the relative path, right? So you can just have to uh, you just have to place it over here, and your job is done. So once you place this Chrome driver executables in the project itself, and let me try to copy the location where it is right now. So in order to do that from the keyboard, you just have to select Alt and Enter and hit it. And once you do that, you will be getting this absolute path, right? So it is starting from the C colon itself. Let me try to maximize this, and I'll just pass the absolute path of the Chrome driver executable over here, and let me try to execute it. So previously we were getting this illegal state exception, and the reason was like it was not able to find the Chrome driver executables. Since it was not able to find out the Chrome driver executables, it was not able to launch the Chrome driver, as that is the mandatory thing over here. And later on we'll see in the upcoming videos how we can avoid this step, which is on line number 9, right? And we don't need to pass in the executable file, and or also we don't need to like download the executable file itself. That will be directly downloaded. Yes, so that will be already downloaded from the central repository, so that we have to use some of the dependencies there as well. And with that, like, we do not have to pass in the path, right? That will be automatically downloaded in the current project. So let me run this, say run as Java application. You can see that Chrome driver has already launched it, and now it has gone to google.com. It has printed the Chrome driver, and now it has gone to Google and also printed the Google as the title, right? So all right, so it has worked. So we have like launched the first of we have launched our first project using Selenium with Maven configuration. And so in the current project, so we have seen like in this one, like we have seen how we can learn. This one we have seen like how we can launch Chrome browser using Maven project, right? So that's all in this video. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.